And before we get started, make sure you click the subscribe button, click the bell, make sure that you click all to get all the notifications for the videos that I drop. Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Ghostdog back in the house with another Marvel contest shipping video. And as you can see, this one here is a war video. Now, it's starting here because I thought I recorded this fight. So that's part of it. The other part is I have moved to a new alliance who is rebuilding. We are currently at the start of this war in Tier 3. And in the next war, we're in Tier 3. I believe, though, I have to go back and look, but I believe the next war, we're in Tier 2. Looking to get to Tier 1 by the end of the season. So I'm in GOM, Poseidon. So those guys welcomed me there to help me rebuild this alliance back to what it was in war, and kind of going forward from there, and also help me get that Tier 1 experience for one. So I've been signed back up, was as a backup role, as well as also Boss Island person. So far I've only had Boss Island fights. This one was on Conflictor, as you can see there with a Mortal Abomination using my Hulkling. It took about a little over a minute to get that fight down. And we'll roll forward there so we can get off of that screen there. And this was against L1 HS, I think it's how they, or SH, I forget how they, yeah, HS, L1 HS, last hero something. Sorry guys if I'm messing up your day if you're watching this video. I don't do it intentionally. I already have a lot of things in my mind. So, as you can see here, was currently boosted for that fight. Didn't put on any invulnerability boost or anything like that. I did hear, even though I was going in with Spider-Man 29, I felt pretty confident, but first war jitters. So went on ahead and got that taken care of to make sure that we're square with there. All right, so you can see there, this MCOC is on node 55, and I believe node 55, if I'm not mistaken, has aspect of evolution as well as enhanced power gain. And MCOC already has a passive power gain, so that's why we went Spidey 2099 with the anti-venom synergy to get the wither up and keep that wither up while we are working there. So now I can make special one. He's also a sick entire defender. They are running conduit, and that's going to come into play on the next fight. Although MCOC is not a conduit defender, Spider-Man 29 is still one of the better options for him. Did have one of my good buddies, Jason, take a quick look at the videos before I even started editing them. He was like, yo, just any pointers or feedback. And I guess there's a way to keep him from gaining any power, which I did not figure that part out. So just because, every time, even when you hit him physically, he's going to gain some kind of power. But one special two after the special one and dead, no need to worry. It's a pretty good matchup. Then we move on to a Doom boss, which I spoiler, this one and the next one, which you'll see, will both have boss fights for these 3 fights that I have. So with Spider-Man 29, my plan is, obviously he's sort of squishy, still kind of nervous, but we got the anti-venom synergy going, so we have the wither up, so I'm able to keep up ruptures while I have wither going, and I'm just going to try to hit into the block and dex until I feel comfortable enough to find an opening. After this special one is when I get my actual first opening. As you can see, there's combos there that I take advantage of. Dexing. Now, Doom is a conduit defender, so the sick and tired does come into play there. But because in this tier, it is based on energy damage and not being knocked down, it doesn't come into as much play. So my biggest thing is just keeping the ruptures up, keeping the wither up, so I can keep applying ruptures, so I can keep doing damage even when he's blocking. So I am dexing there. As you can see there, we're already at 43% health. I'm going to find an opening and throw this special 2 to place another wither. Just wait for him. There we go. Throw the heavy special 2, big damage. 10% left. Dex had an indestructible boost on, or invulnerability boost on. So that little hit there didn't bother me any. And just watching Doom melt, hitting through the block, placing ruptures, and just keep pausing them with the decks to keep putting them on. There he goes, down. All right, so Doom, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Doom boss in this one here. Next one we actually fight a null boss, so you'll see that one coming up. But first, I believe we fight a Terrax, and they're using unsteady ground, which technically shouldn't be working, but I think this is working, and this debuff detox isn't working properly, but it doesn't play that big of a factor in my fights. It actually does work some. It just doesn't work the way I think it was intended to work. So I'll go ahead and lay on a couple of 6-hour boosts just because I woke up and did a couple of practice fights. I think it finished my path in AQ and just kind of did a couple of warm-up fights just to kind of get going. But put these 6-hour boosts on, so I wouldn't have to put any other boost on. If I'd have had a 6-hour attack boost, I would have put that one on as well. But I did put on the mutant boost, and the reason why I put on the mutant boost is we were towards the end there. Once we get in, we are pretty much at the end, and I think 45 minutes was probably more than enough time for us to finish everything up based on the coordination of everybody. Now I did enter war earlier. As you can see, I had Odin there. I put Odin pre-fights on a intersection mini boss down in section 1 early on. No need for me to show you guys that video footage, right? All right, so here we go with Terrax on MIA, who's also a unsteady defender. So I'm just basically parrying to get my charges up, mainly because if he does get to the point where his buff ends on MIA, if I don't knock him down beforehand or use a special or a heavy to knock him down, then I get a false report on me. Well, with Professor X's cerebral charges or channeling charges, not cerebral charges, that allows us to not miss. So it plays out very well. And also I use the, as you can see there, the detox debuff thing is sort of working, but not really. But it's okay. I was using the armor breaks for heal anyway. So what I'm going to do here is just basically get him in a special loop now that I've got to my special 3. I back up, because one thing I've noticed is that the AI after a special 3 will run forward, and then I'm able to throw another special 2, and then I'm able to charge and throw another special 2, I think, which puts me back at a special 3, which I'm able to, I think, wrap this fight up with that one. If not, it's at least one more special 2. But I believe with this one I was able to wrap the fight up. Stairs doing a lot of damage in the special 3. Yeah, wrap this up with that special 3, move on. Next fight, I move up to the Hawkbuster, but that's not my fight. That actually got reassigned, which was supposed to be my fight, but it got reassigned to somebody else so I could bring in Odin to help out with a pre-fight. So I don't actually end up taking this fight. I end up moving up to Rentra, which I take with Spidey 2099 back in the game. Spidey 2099 back in the game. I don't change out the class boost. I do add an advanced power boost though. Continue with my 6-hour boost, and I think I throw on another 10% attack boost. Just because now, as you can see, there's been several minutes that's passed by between my first fight and this fight. Based on the boost timer, probably about 15 minutes or so, at least, since I ran out that one attack boost, 15 minutes. There was a 15-minute boost. So here, my goal was to try to get to a special 2 and then keep the wither up, but while knocking down Rentra as often as possible. Heavies, getting those exhaustions up on him. I wanted him to throw a special 1 here, but he didn't, so I went ahead and threw the special 2. Now, the biggest thing I have to be careful of is pushing him to a special 3 at times. As you can see one time later on here that I get really close to doing that. And I use his special 1 to find openings to throw my heavy when I didn't necessarily need to parry. Got my special 1 there to try to extend the timer on when I do decks. I didn't get a lot of decks in here like I thought I did. So I thought I got a lot more decks in here early. And when you dex, it just pauses Spidey 29's personal debuffs. That you guys know, the ruptures, the physical attack, the exhaustions all get paused when you dex. So there you see there I dex. But one thing I did notice was for some reason he was getting a buff notification even though I don't get buffs. So he was gaining power from that sort of because I didn't have my wither up. There I thought I got a dex. I thought I got a dex every time on that. But the timing on that is just so perfect that if you got to time it up just right. See right there, I knew it was just a little too soon. We got the exhaustion. There I did get the dex. And there I thought I got in, but he dexed me. So, all right. So now we're just looking for openings. I'm going to throw another special 2 here. Get my wither up. Again, pushing him to a special 2, which is not that big of a deal. But the node is an unblockable special 2. So that's what makes it somewhat of a difficult thing there. So there I'm trying to just build up pauses so the wither can do its thing. Like right there, he doesn't get any power from his power gain there. So steadily just dexting, trying to keep the wither up, keep the ruptures up. What I should have did, instead of doing that, I should have just been hitting into his block a little bit and building up more ruptures. There I thought I got the dex again, didn't. And I did another parry heavy. What I should have did there was the special 1. And then that way the next time I dex, I get the additional 5-second pause on my on the timers on those debuffs. Went in a little bit late there to throw the special 1 to make that happen. And you guys will be able to see here that, okay, I didn't get the dex there. And then I tried to come up with heavy, and luckily he didn't punish me. So Rentra's actually pretty beefy. I think this was just a rank 3 Rentra, if I'm not mistaken. And one of my biggest mistakes was not keeping the ruptures up when I had the wither on them. If I'd have done that, then I could have done a lot more damage over a shorter period of time. So again, and then you want to make sure you keep his mystical charges intact. You don't want him going over 10, so you need to knock him down quite often. That's why I use these openings from his special 1 to knock him down. Once he gets to about 6 or 7, so there he's at 7. Give him to throw a special 1. I throw my attack instead of knocking him down. There I knocked him down. I think here I do another set of heavies, and then I think I go for another heavy. Then look for another opening. There we go, and I got my opening, and there I almost pushed him to a special 3. That's the thing I said where I got to be careful by not making sure I don't push him. Luckily, we got lucky there. Just pushed him just under his 3rd bar. And now we're able to build the ruptures up, which is, I start doing that finally. There I get a good clean dex on the special 1, so it pauses those debuffs. Another dex, and take him out there. Yeah, a little bit longer than it should have been. I definitely could have done that a lot faster. But we're going to move on to this null boss. And we use Professor X for the null boss because he is also, too, an unsteady defense tactic person. This time we had the invulnerability boost for this fight. As I didn't do it for the T-Rex fight, I do it for this one. There's a couple different reasons. One, I had a pre-fight for... I had a White Max pre-fight on here, as well as I had a... someone dropped their Apocalypse Horseman for me. So you'll see both of those come into play. Not necessarily really the White Mags one because it can't be stunned. But there you can see like the unsteady working because you can see that I'm glancing a lot. And I missed a couple times, which was, I didn't know that I could miss, but I didn't know about that. So what I'm trying to do now is just, 2-3 hits, back off, or a whole block. Try to keep him throwing a special 1, but he threw it anyway. And then somewhere along the lines, I got hit in there, I believe. No, not on this one. Not on this one. So there I should start weaving in some heavies. There it was. I got hit even though I was blocking. I think he went unblockable and unstoppable, but the Horseman ability where when you get hit for the first time, you go unstoppable, kicked in for me. So now that I got a full bar powered, I'm just looking to kind of get closer to that 100 mark on those charges. Also, white baiting out a special 2, taking all that to the block. As you can see there, I'm no longer really getting those Abyss, Living Abyss debuffs on me. So now I go into my special cycle because I do have the Power Back boost going as well as the Mutant Attack boost. So get the special 3 going. Again, I back up, throw the special 2, pushes me to another special 2. Now I'm able to build prowess. And then now I'm back up to a special 3. So now I put him back into a special 3 loop. I think I do this one other time, and then that finishes the fight for me. Yeah, so we take him from 44% down to, I believe, somewhere like around 20%. Yeah, 19%, and then I back up and throw one more special 3. I believe that one there ends the fight for us. So some pretty clean fights all in all. Good start to the season. If I continue on this route, I'll continue only to show just these two war fights at one time, or 2 wars at one time. That way you guys don't have to sit around for a bunch of them. But that's going to be it for this one. If you guys like what you're seeing, make sure you like button, leave comments, and I'll check in with you later. Till then, it's your boy Ghostdog signing out. Peace.